Hi guys, I'm Angela. Thanks for coming here. This video is going to be a short yoga video of what I like to do before physically yoga, before I go to bed at night. And then also I'll share at the end of the video some things I like to do that help me not only fall asleep, but stay asleep. It's typically where in the past I've had the greatest issue, and I have less of that now. So why don't we just get straight to the yoga, and then we'll talk a little bit more at the end of this video. As you can see, I'll also talk about these glasses I like to wear in the evening. It's really made a huge difference. So let's begin. First, take a seated position, and you can sit at the edge of your bed or on a chair for this, okay, for this part. And it's just taking your left hand up over your head and stretch over to the opposite side of your body, so the right side. And sometimes I take my right hand and sort of find some encouragement to find length. And you can do that too. Breathe in and breathe out. Consciously offering deep breaths into this left side body, the left lung, the left tummy, and the left side of your back. And then, yeah. Wonderful. Okay, let's switch sides. So again, this isn't a super long routine. You'll reach your right hand over your head, maybe encourage the stretch with the help of your left hand. And then conscious breathing into the right lung, right tummy, right back. And once you come to know this video, you can take these stretches longer if you would like them. I know I kind of like being guided though. The pause button is always available to you, right? Super. And then we'll come back up to a seated position, interlace your fingers, and then just a great stretch. Press the palms up towards the ceiling. I keep my chin down. Yeah, and then move the hands back as far as they'll go. Don't worry if your arms are way out here. That's all right. Just wherever they end up. Super. Okay. And then let's extend your legs out long. Okay. So nothing fancy, nothing dramatic. Just fold over your legs and just close. It's like closing out the day, right? Ah, release all the tension that exists in your back and your body. Even the breathing. Perhaps the most effective part of the practice here is just start to breathe in and out smoothly, consciously. Even invite a deeper exhale, right? Deep, less compression. So deeper, longer exhale than your inhale. Great. And then we'll come down to your back. Okay, just take a second here and adjust. And this is where we'll end up. There won't be a shavasana because you're going to be going night-night. Honestly, you could do this even before you decide to, like, say, sit down in a chair and read a book or sofa and watch a movie. So with your knees together, drop them over to one side. So this is my right side. Good. Deep stretch through the hips. And again, this conscious breathing into the left side body. And then knees together, come back up and go over to the other side. And breathe into the right lung, right side body, right hip. Hmm. Yeah. And then for a final pose, I like to take up legs up the wall into plow pose, really. But legs up the wall is wonderful, not only just for bedtime, but say if you've been traveling, maybe you've been driving a lot, or actually flying in an airplane. Anything where there's just been a lot of scattered energy, regardless of how cool and collected you can be when driving or flying, the body still went through something, right? You can actually put your legs up the wall if you'd like. Just make sure your bum is as close to the wall as possible. And you can remain here, but even before I knew much about yoga, I've been taking my legs up over my head. I don't know why, but it does feel so good to me. This can be an activating pose for some of you, so you'll have to experiment for yourself what's best for you. Inhaling naturally, exhaling maybe a little bit longer than you're used to. And then come on out and come on up. And that's pretty much it. Unless I have something in my body that I need to address specifically, maybe in the comments down below, you can let me know if there's some additional parts that need to be addressed. You can let me know that, and I can make another video. So this part will be just some things that I have found extremely, utterly useful to my life. I suffered from insomnia a better part of my life, and it wasn't until yoga and moving into, or just discovering what self-care is and how to implement that in my life, it's where some of these products have come in. So typically I wear very little to bed, but again, because I have company, I would wear something like this. It's still nice and loose and breathes and doesn't keep me too hot. I like to keep my body temperature lower prior to going to sleep. So you might find that useful. I also like to crawl under the covers, so that really helps and encourages that. I take a bath every evening, just about every evening, but I always clean up prior to sleeping. So if a bath isn't possible, a quick shower just to clean off the day. Sometimes that can really just help, even just energetically, but really even physically, just getting the day off your body before you sleep in your bed is something I have found that I liked most of my life, really. In my bath, however, I don't keep it too hot. It's warm, but it's not hot. Again, body temperature. But I do put in a full bag these days of Epsom salt, and you can gauge what the appropriate amount is for you. And I'll put links to these things that I use in the description box you can find here. Make it super easy for you to check them out, purchase them if you want. But yeah, Epsom salt is essential for me. The magnesium. I believe I read 80% of us here, at least in America, suffer from magnesium deficiency. So it helps keep the body calm, relaxed, less anxiety, especially if you're prone to any of that. Um, and again, if the body can rest, then when it's time for bed, you do fully rest. Another thing I will often take are, it's called Theanine Serene with Relora. Again, there's some magnesium in that. So clearly, I'm someone who needs to make sure I just keep my energy down and calm. And I think most people who know me, although I can become a chatterbox with a chosen few, maybe even you guys here in these videos, um, I prefer a peaceful, calm demeanor most of the time. And these things have really helped with that. So if I become agitated or um, really riled up, it's probably for a good reason instead of just being out of balance. And yes, sometimes there's a very good reason, right? So I take those. What else? Um, so after the bath, I always put some body oil on and I put on a lotion. I recently shared that in another video, so I'll just share that again in this one if that's where you find this information. Again, I don't remember if I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I keep a dark uh, uh, home in the evening with just maybe a couple really dim lights on, but mostly it's just candles. I have candles everywhere, and I have a routine just to get those going as the sun is setting. And you'll have to discover kind of what works best for you. I found some tea lights because they'll just go out naturally as long as all your candles are in a safe space. Obviously, you're the best judge of what's your situation is, but I love that. And yeah. Oh, the other thing that I was just, because it's when this video is being recorded, it's almost the 4th of July. Um, so sometimes if there's loud noises around, maybe with the fireworks perhaps going off this year, I don't know, the neighbors will. I'm new here since I wasn't here this time last year. Crazy life. I have these earplugs and they're wax, and I really like those. This might work well for some of you who have a partner that can be perhaps loud, or an animal who snores. um, and that I think is about it. I guess sometimes I'm just kind of here by myself. Um, Obviously, my child is around, but he sleeps in his own room. Sometimes I want to watch something, but I don't want the TV on during my sleep. And you can judge whether you think going to sleep to a TV or not, but sometimes at the end of the day and it's 11 o'clock, it's like I'm finally took my bath and everything, and I just want to chill out, watch something. I do, but I found that if I set a timer on the TV, um, then that way I don't wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning to some blaring show, um, or even just that light being on. So you can be the judge of what's best for you. Sometimes that's the only time I really have that kind of entertainment. And I like movies and I like shows. And I don't know why I feel like I have to defend myself. Anyway, and then finally, oh, as I remember, these glasses. So they're called BLUblox, and I'm sure there's other brands out there, but this is the one I found. And I got they're the sleep ones. So that's why they're orange versus clear, because not only do they block the blue light, and I will use them for that as well. If I know I'm going to be on a computer screen for a long time or my phone for a while, I'll wear these to eliminate that. I think dangerous or unhealthy light, but also I I wouldn't have believed it unless I lived it, but wearing these maybe for the last couple hours of the evening, I have found really has allowed my body to settle in and settle down, especially with the sun being up as late as it is. Um, Really just such a powerful effect to invite that sort of peaceful feeling and serenity without zonking you out. Yeah, anyway, you try out these things. Again, I'll put um, those down in the description box below. And if you have any ideas of things that people here who might see this video might benefit from, add that into the comments. Also, feel free to email me if you have any questions on what I shared here. Um, and that's that. So sleep tight, nighty night, and take care of yourself. Sweet dreams.